Do not spend all of your precious time on designs and then go mucking it up just by using your provider's mockups. They are terrible. They will not convert. Mockups are intended to elevate your design. When you start to think like your customer, you stop overthinking all the minor details and start optimizing the things that actually lead to sales. You do a little less thinking, why isn't anyone buying? And a little more asking, have I made this decision easy for them? Or is there something else I could experiment with and try? That's how you build listings that get sold. This is your first time here. Welcome. My name is Mandy. I run a handmade business since 2017 and discovered print on demand in 2022. Since then, I've scaled to more than $500,000 in sales, all without touching a single shipping box. So let's start with visuals, because when it comes to getting the sale, this is really where it all begins. Online shopping is a visual activity. Yes, SEO helps get you found. Yes, design helps get you loved. But how you bring it together with your visuals are what give it that extra little glow up to turn a scroller into a buyer. If your visuals don't stop the scroll, game over. So here's how to make your visuals count. Number 1, start with a strong thumbnail. This is your first impression, so make it count. Your first listing image needs to be your best one. It needs to be visually attractive and aesthetic, meaning this is not the time to skimp or go cheap on mockups. Your main image should be bright and clear. I typically recommend a modern aesthetic and easy to understand at a glance. If a customer can't read the design or tell what your product is, you've already lost the plot, my friend. For apparel, if I'm creating a smaller design like something minimalist or embroidered or a pocket design, I often use flat lays with the design clearly visible on the front. Flat lays give the illusion of being closer to the viewer. If it's a large design, don't force it onto a flat lay, especially if it's not a realistic view of what the design will actually look like. Instead, I'll use a model photo that shows more styling and allows the customer to better picture the item on themselves or the person they're buying for. For apparel, I avoid AI mockups. And if you take nothing else from this video, make it this. Particularly if you sell apparel. Do not spend all of your precious time on designs and then go mucking it up just by using your provider's mockups. They are terrible. They will not convert. Mockups are intended to elevate your design and also show a level of professionalism, which goes back to building that trust with the buyer. You need to make it look like you put in an effort. I will leave a list of some of my favorites for you in the description for mockup shops. One of my favorites in particular is Mocks by Little Feather on Etsy. Michelle, the owner, does fabulous work and is regularly adding new styles and products and has been kind enough to provide me with an exclusive discount code to share with you. You can find it in the description along with a few other shops that use real people and real products. Next, for your visuals, use listing videos. And no, this does not need to be complicated. You don't need to shoot fancy B-roll or hire a video editor. In fact, most of my own listing videos are simply a series of mockups I've already made that have been converted into a quick slideshow. Canva is a great place to do this because I use the mockup templates that I've already created and used for listing images, and I turn those into short little videos with just a few clicks. I will link my mockup video for you from my batching series that shows this process. And more recently, if I've created a listing in Anywhere POD, I literally just click one button to generate a short video for me. But that tiny little movement in your listing is often just enough to catch the customer's attention and make them stick around. And while we're here, I do not recommend using sizing chart videos in your video slot. And think about your own shopping habits. When you see something interesting, is your first thought, gee, I wonder what the size chart looks like that I can't actually read in a tiny scrolling video anyway? No, it's probably more like, I wonder what other colors it comes in, or what the design would look like on a different style. Your listing video should show off your product with your design. Stop giving away your prime visual real estate to stats that can still be a static image. Next, don't overwhelm your customer with too many options. And this is a big one. We think we're doing the customer a favor by giving them every possible option. But too many choices can actually kill conversions. Let me explain. It's called decision fatigue, and it's a very real thing that's been studied, particularly as it relates to retail customers. Too many options can lead a customer to making no decision at all, and that's not what we're after. Same thing if you make personalization really complicated with too many things they have to remember to enter in the personalization box. A confused customer doesn't click buy, they click out. So when it comes to options, I recommend typically 6 to 8 color options max for apparel. A few thoughtfully chosen fonts and colors if you're offering more extended personalization, and when you can, showing product variations visually, not just a color swatch chart. And by this, I mean having a listing photo that shows the design on that specific option. Etsy allows you to even link color variations to listing photos as well. And finally, add info cards for clarity. At a minimum, I include a sizing chart. And depending on the product and how much space I have left in my listing photo slots, I will sometimes include things like a color options guide if it helps decision making, and some other bonus things like social proof slides, care instructions, or additional product details. When you make it easier for the customer to imagine what they're getting and minimize hesitation, you reduce confusion and increase the chance they'll click that add to cart button.